global warming, what have you, to the poor. So this in itself is causing serious challenges. In terms of, we talk about food security, food insecurity. When there's no adequate provision for agricultural inputs, like tractors, fertilizers, seedlings, you know, and adequate provisions for irrigation farming and mechanized farming. This, no doubt, will have adverse effects on the economy of the country and also affect security as
Thank you very much for your insightful response. Let's hear from Mr. Obase.
Okay, thank you for having me. Well, to understand the issue of escalating insecurity, we must first understand the concept of security. And to look at the concept, you can apply quite a number of epistemological paradigms. From the point of view of the liberal scholar, insecurity is just probably the absence of law and order, or a situation in which peace, safety, law and order are in constant jeopardy. But from the Marxian scholar, insecurity is the product of a contradiction in property relations. Remember that the Marxian society or Marxian class analysis divides society into two. Those who have the means of production and therefore more access to having property, and those who do not. Now, if you look at coming to the issue of escalation of insecurity now, the escalation of insecurity is the way people see it most of the time. People tend to say that government has not been doing much. That's why insecurity is escalating. But it has to be so, because when you look at the constructivist idea of insecurity, which sees the concept as a matter of group perception, varying groups in society have varying perceptions, and you marry it with Marxian class analysis, you begin to discover that there is probably a divergence between the bourgeois and proletarian perceptions of insecurity. In other words, for the bourgeoisie, what amounts to insecurity is whatever threatens their position in a historically determined mode of production. For the proletarians, what amounts to insecurity is what threatens their day-to-day lives. They can go to work and come back alive. If they can sleep in peace when they come back from home without somebody busting into their homes and that. So if there is a divergence in perception, then certainly there has to be escalating insecurity.
Thank you very much, sir. That brings us to another important issue. Despite all the efforts of security agencies, the problem of insecurity appears not to want to go. Why is that happening?
Okay, it still ties down to what I told you earlier. The divergence in perception is mainly a reason. Like I have said, anything that threatens the position of the ruling class in the social relations of production, that is what they consider as insecurity. Now, let me break it down in a way you will understand. Your